A short video on how to disassemble your Anytone AT868, 878, probably the same for the 858. And these are the tools you'll need. This is a star bit. It's a T8. You might want to double check. I've seen that sometimes they're T9s. Pair of long needle nose, you'll see why in a moment, and two very small flat edge screwdrivers, or if you have what's called a spooger, which is a little plastic tool to stick, basically it's to take apart cell phones and other consumer electronics. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, first thing you do is take off the antenna, and then take off the not knurled knobs. These would be much better if they were knurled with little marks so you can get a good positive feel. And they'll just pop straight off. Also, be sure to remove your battery. Now, there's two star screws, T8s, down here in the bottom corners. Those are the only, well, there are a couple of other screws inside, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then on top, we have these I don't know what, slotted threaded brass retainers. Now there is a tool that you can 3D print if you have a 3D printer. It's out on Thingiverse. I'm going to print some up myself, but I haven't done so yet. Anyway, so to take this off, all I did was take the long needle nose and just put them on either side of the shaft and put them in those grooves, the slots, and then twist. It's very simple. They weren't terribly tight to begin with. This is the second time I've taken this apart, so I've already made all the classic mistakes. These retainers, as you can see, are hopefully you can see, it's just kind of like almost like a crown nut, but it's a machine screw. It's made out of brass. So here on the side where your code plug cable goes, you just take and pop that little rubber shield off, and then we take now here's where the fun part is. This metal chassis has a rubber grommet that goes all the way around, and the easiest way to take that out is you have to pry it up from the bottom. And I have found, I use my smallest flat screwdriver, or if you have a spooger, would work great. And I usually go, I don't know why, but it just seems like this corner on the left, either one will work. And you just have to get in there and pry it. Like I said, that's the second time I've had this one apart, so it's probably easier than if you've never taken it apart. Now you got to be careful that gasket material, or the O-ring, I'll call it a O-ring, kind of gets stuck down here on the bottom, and you got to be careful not to damage the rubber material. So I'll just kind of get under here and push a little bit, and don't pull up too far, because connected to the bottom of this and the plastic case with the circuit board inside are two ribbon cables, and they're fairly easy to take out. You just have to use a little bit of finesse. So you can pull this up and then back it out just a little bit, because you want to pull it this way so that the antenna connector, the SMA connectors, and the two shafts will clear. And you can pull it out a little bit, and you'll see that there's a large copper colored ribbon cable. Now what you do is, this is the kind of connector that this end is pushed in, and it's held together basically with tension. So you need to push this away, and then that will pop out. It's even more fun to get it back together, so I'll show you that part in a little bit. And there's one other cable, and you'll see down here there's one right here, and you have to push that back gently, and then that one will come out. And there you go. You've got the two clamshell parts disconnected. You'll see that from the back it exposes basically the brains, the ARM processor, and several other components. The battery retainer and lanyard clip can be pulled straight up, and